Welcome to the Keysight video series on BreakingPoint. I am Stephen Duffy, Senior Systems Engineer. Today we'll be discussing how to build an application flow to test your service or servers. We're going to be using client simulation for this. So we will be walking you through how to build a common web server request that will include TLS connections. So let's get started. First, click on SuperFlows. Here you can choose to use a template or build one from scratch. Today, to speed up the process, we'll be walking through how to use a pre-built template and modifying it accordingly. So first, search for Client Sim HTTP. Click Save As. We do this so no one can save over a pre-canned environment. By default, this template is showing both a basic GET and then how are you responding to the different server responses. So the GET that we're just going to go over and try to reach the index. Then if we look at the second action, it's what we consider a conditional request, meaning depending on what the server sends us, we will act in differently for the different response. Now to quickly show you what this looks like, I'm going to run a quick test against a standalone server. As you can see here, we did send across the GET, but the important part to remember that most of you guys will encounter, if you're doing a one-arm test, most servers are not sending unencrypted traffic. As you send the request saying that trying to send an unencrypted protocol over an encrypted port. So what we're going to be doing instead now is showing you how to add in your TLS. To set up the TLS, we're first going to go down to Add Action, Start TLS. Click Add, Close. And then you just want to move this up to action 1. Now this action has a lot of options due to its flexibility, but today we're just going to look at the main parts. The first part is make sure that the encryption is right, as well as your certificates. Most people are not going to be using the BreakingPoint built-in certs. Instead, you're going to be bringing in your own. So you're going to be clicking on this upload button, choose file, click my cert, click upload. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the client private key. Now we're going to add in the server certificate. Now your TLS is ready to go. At this point, you can now run a full HTTP secure connection. One additional thing I will add in here, with most people doing server testing, you're most likely not going to be using an IP address. Instead, you're going to be adding in DNS as well. To quickly add in a DNS action, just go into Add Flow, Server, Manage. You see that I created a DNS server here. Click DNS. Now you're just going to click in DNS here. Click Add. And now what this does, this allows you to choose in between HTTP or DNS for your actions. Now we're going to add in another action. Do the drop down to DNS, go down, go into Query, Add, Close. And then we want to bring the query to the top. Now you can do a drop down, and now you can choose what type of DNS query you want to do. Since you're the client side, you want to do a DNS query for the HTTP server. At this point now, you have DNS, HTTP, and TLS. You have it all in one easy to use client simulation at this point. Thank you for listening.